Hey guys, Wax with Ironman 4x4. Thanks for jumping in the install video. You and I are gonna work on getting this front bumper guard installed on your Subaru Crosstrek. So jump on the website real quick, print out the instructions because it's also got a bill of materials on here. That way, when we unbox all this goodness and get it laid out, you can double check to make sure you've got everything you need. Okay, quick safety talk before we get too far down the road on this. We're in our shop working on this lift. I got the car in park, e-brake on, I'm gonna chalk the tires. You don't have to pull the wheels and tires off because we're just putting the front bumper guard on. Same rules go for you if you're working on a garage floor. Be safe, we don't wanna see you get squished. All right, with the car up in the air, you're gonna wanna pull this plastic splash guard out of the way and you're gonna have all these little plastic clips. If you wanna know where each one of these is located, step 2 in your instructions, we've got them highlighted. So to get these little clips out, grab a clip removal tool or like a flathead screwdriver and start with kind of the head of it, wiggle it back and forth and get under the body, pop it out like that. So work your way through. Once we get all these out, then we'll be good to go. With all the clips out, we can grab these 412s. All right, so to drop this center, you just pull these little clips in the back. Cool, there we go. All right, step 3, what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim this little side wing plastic splash guard back. That way we can get our hand in here to install a bracket further down in the install. So grab yourself a pair of scissors. This is real, thin stuff. I'm gonna use some tin snips here. And just right across there. The written instructions have a nice little guide in there for you too. And when we get the bumper guard on and the front skid plate, you won't be able to see any of this anyway. So we'll do that here and over on the other side. Let's pull this number 10 out. So we'll pull that one on this side, then this can all hang down, and we'll do the same thing over on the passenger side. All right, now grab a 1/4-inch ratchet with a 12 socket on it, and I'm gonna walk you in here. See this mount right here? Put your hand here on the mount and go straight up and you're gonna see these two 12 mil bolts right here underneath kind of this frame horn for the bumper. That's what we need to remove. Cool, and I'm gonna do the same thing over on the other side. All right, so we'll grab our brackets and our OEM bolts. These have the 12 mil head on them. We'll fit it up and get it bolted back in place. All right, make sure that bracket's good and tightened down. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. There's a rear brace support that's gonna bolt right here, and we've gotta pull these two 14 millimeter bolts out. It's right behind your exhaust manifold, so find the bottom of your oil pan. Here's your oil plug, and it's gonna be that one there and that one there. Grab a 14 and we'll take them out. All right, step 6, they call this the rear support bar, and you can tell which way it orients in. You've got a L for left, R for right on that side, and these tabs, you want the flush side up. And then we'll grab these 14s, and we will grab a couple threads there. And I'm gonna just leave that snug for now. There we go, want a little bit of adjustment. And now we can grab the actual full guard. All right, now before I lift this into place, I will also mention I've tucked some of this plastic from the wings. I've kind of tucked it back and out of the way because we want this space here to be clear. I don't want to make any cuts yet if I don't have to. I think once I get this installed, this will all just kind of go back in place. We won't have to cut. So with that said, I will get this thing lifted up like that. And, okay, that's kind of gonna hold in place. I fit this bumper guard bar up and ran a couple loose bolts just to keep the thing from falling down so I didn't have to sit here and hang on to the thing the whole time. So that's another trick too. You can use clamps, ratchet straps. I used a pole jack to help hold it. But once you kind of get it into place, I like to just loosely fit up the hardware because we can always go back, and after we start sucking everything down, we can replace and get washers and all that on. So with that being said, over here what I've done is I've run the hardware just to kind of hold this side of the bar in place. And now what I'm going to do is The kit came with 4 sets of fasteners, these 17s with split washer and flat washer. Those are gonna go right in here. Now we also provided, because not every car's made exactly the same out of the factory, some of these little spacer plates. These spacer plates, if you've got gaps here and on the other side, you can fit these spacer plates in. So I'm gonna leave these fairly loose because we wanna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now we're gonna tie into these chassis mounts right here. And there's a large bolt, it's 19mm head. You're gonna have 2 washers, split washer, and a nut. So go ahead and pull those apart. I think in the kit they come assembled. So you're just gonna go bolt and flat washer. Also grab that little square black washer. That's gonna go in this setup too. We'll go bolt from the outside with washer in, then the square washer, then flat washer, split washer, and nut. But I'm gonna leave the split washer off because we gotta get everything sucked down nice and tight. Then we can come back, take that off, put the split washer on. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. All right, now you wanna grab this little hardware pack here. It's a 13 bolt with a 13 nut, 2 flat washers, and a spring washer. And we're gonna tie that in right here on those side wing brackets that we put on. We'll go bolt and flat washer, and again, there's gonna be some flex here. Try to fit this flat washer on first. With the nut, we can bolt it all down, and once it's all kind of tightened down, then we can go back and get that split washer on. Let me try. Maybe I can get the split washer on at the same time. Now look at that. See, I should have had some confidence. All right, just like that, I'll do the same thing on the other side, and we're getting closer. We're almost ready to get it all locked down. All the fasteners are in, but before we lock it down, just double check and make sure the bar is center on the car, and then you can lock it all down. All right, so we're gonna shoot a little montage of me locking all the hardware down. I hope they use the song She Works Hard for the Money. Action. She works hard for the money, so hard for the money. She works hard for the money, so you better treat her right. All right, with all the hard stuff mounted down nice and tight, I'm gonna work on these wing plastics here. You might have to do a little bit of trimming on the inside because I want everything to kind of go back to naturally where it was, but go slow. You don't want to take too much off too quick. So we've also got this little black Allen head with some washers on it. You got 2 of those setups. That's for the plastics out here. You can tie this into this little welded on tab right back up in here. I'm going to trim some of this away just so all this lines up. Let me get this plastic to sit right. And I'm just trying to cut that out of the way, not the mounting hole there. Now I can fit that bolt through there, through the metal tab of the bumper guard. And I got one more to go through, which is the front mud flap deal. Cool. We are in. Now I can throw flat washer, split washer nut on there. And if you just reach in through the front here, we've got access. Cool. That all lined up really good. All right, I'm gonna get this all tightened down. It's a number 4 Allen hex on the bottom, and the nut on the top is a 10. Cool. And that's really nice. It just kind of finishes everything off. It's a nice detail. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. All right, we're good to put our gravel guards on. So we're gonna grab these 2 outer wing plates. They're black, and they come with this black hardware. So grab yourself the, I think they're number 4 Allens with a split washer and a flat washer, and we'll get those bolted on, then we'll finish up with the center plate. And then just work your way around. All right, that's on there and it's loose. I'm gonna do the other side. All right, and the tip of the day for the center gravel guard plate is take your silver hardware, and right back here you've got this threaded nutsert. Fit that in just a little bit. One right there and one right here. fit it up with those slots. Back in there. There we go, leave it a little loose. So when you're putting this center plate on, if anything's off just a little bit, it can get tight and get difficult to land these bolts in. So I need to get this plate to move a little bit this way. So I'm gonna pull my fasteners on this side, start over here, then work my way that way. It kind of draws it all back together. So. Hey, we are all done. This ITBUR 094 looks amazing on this Crosstrek. Don't forget, this thing is super, super heavy duty. A lot of good front protection for your vehicle in case you smash into something. And don't forget, we've got these welded tabs up here if you want to get some of our scope lights, light bars, antennas. Go to Ironman 4x4America.com. We'll hook you up over there.